welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. So, as most of you probably know, I'm a longtime player of EverQuest 2, and I got a message yesterday from a friend who used to play, and it just says, I saw this, some interesting news, and he sent me a link. And I went to that link, and what you see on the screen is what I saw yesterday. It says, publisher Daybreak Game Company and developer Game John have announced EverQuest Legends, a newly reimagined version of classic EverQuest from its original release in 1999. Now, I never played EverQuest 1. I've heard a lot about it because, again, I've played EverQuest 2 almost since it came out, not quite, and still continue to play that on the Origins server now and then. But anyway, never played the original. Nonetheless, this is intriguing. No EverQuest game has successfully gotten to release, I suppose, since EverQuest Legends. There were some attempts, but it's never gotten there. So anyway, moving on, it says it is set to release in July 2026 with a closed beta test scheduled for April. While both EverQuest and EverQuest 2 are still both active and updated today, the look and feel of the games have changed considerably in the 27 years since the original launch of the series. EverQuest Legends aims to be partially an old-school version going back to the original look of the game. The MMORPG is also envisioned as a more casual version with new features able to be played completely solo or with a small group of friends. Although EverQuest Legends features a nostalgic visual style, it features several quality-of-life features alongside gameplay adjustments to make playthroughs less daunting. This includes the ability to set 3 different classes per character, as well as systems to power up equipment. Daybreak Games is hoping for the game to reach anyone, whether you're an existing EverQuest player, a former player, or a new player. At GDC 2026, I had a chance to meet with producer David Giuseppe and key members of the Game John development team as they discussed their vision for the throwback into MMORPG. You can read my hands-off impressions of EverQuest Legends here. It tells where to find that. An announcement trailer description and screenshot set can be found below via Daybreak Company. And so it has a little trailer here. Let's just check that out real quick. See if we can do anything. I'm not particularly skilled with this, but let's try So that's the trailer for it, and it looks like there's pretty good little thing there. I'm thinking of like 90s, like Windows 95 back in the day, and I'm definitely feeling that vibe from it so far. So I'm already interested, right? And then you go down here, you see like key new features, and it says experience classic EverQuest. EverQuest Legends features all of the magic and nostalgia of classic EverQuest, including the original art style, graphics, zones, spell effects, loot, and music. Enjoy the game as it hasn't been seen, heard, or experienced in over 20 years. Modern game features. EQL features tons of modern game features, including a streamlined user interface, upgraded spell and ability management, and countless other quality of life enhancements. Forge Your Legend. EQL allows players to create unique characters by selecting up to 3 classes at a time. With all of the benefits, stats, spells, and abilities that come with each class, you can also upgrade your gear up to +10 and swap and combine different focus, click, and prop effects on your gear. With 15 available races and 560 possible class combinations, um, the possibilities for forging the ultimate character are virtually endless. Adventure your way, with the additional power provided to player characters and the many benefits of a modernized gaming experience. EQL makes it possible for players to progress through the game at their own pace and to forge their own adventures, whether alone or with others. While small groups up to 4 players and raids up to 8 players are possible, even a solo player can build a character strong enough to take on the toughest challenges and acquire the most epic gear in the game. So my thoughts on that are, okay, 4 players, that makes sense, because I'm sure this was based on like a D&D idea, like that kind of group layout, and you got the fighter, mage, priest, and scout, right? Kind of a concept going on there. In EverQuest 2, you have 6-player groups. 4 players feels a little small to me. And then you look at the raids up to 8 players. That's very small, In EverQuest 2, you get up to 24. Now, I have never again played EverQuest 1, so I don't have that experience. But it feels like 8 players is. I mean, it's very, very achievable. So there's that. It's easy to get 8 players together. It's super simple to get 4, and from what I understand, it's very soloable. So I'm not sure whether this is good or bad. I feel like it's. I'm gonna have to definitely play it and find out. I'm assuming that it's gonna scale to whether you're solo or how big your group is. I'm really not sure. I'm interested to find out, certainly. And again, having never played EverQuest 1, it's going to be a whole new experience for me in many, many ways. Even though I'm very familiar with the world of Norath, I know that there's a big difference from before the Shattering and after the Shattering. So EverQuest 2 is set after the Shattering, and EverQuest 1, I believe, is set prior. I mean, obviously set prior to the Shattering, of Lukeland's moon and all that. So, so I know that a lot of the landscape is going to be different, and I know that the gameplay is pretty different as well from what I understand. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying that out. So I went from here. It says for more information about EverQuest Legends and to sign up for closed beta, visit www.everquestlegends.com. And just to give an idea of where this is, this article, you can find it on rpgsite.net. That's rpgsite.net, and it's news from yesterday. So if you want to go check that out yourself, feel free. I'm going to go to everquestlegends.com now and show you guys what I saw over there. Okay, so this is the official site. If you want to get in on the beta, you want to try to get in on the beta, this is the place to go. So it's just everquestlegends.com. It says join the adventure. EverQuest Legends, EQL, is a newly reimagined version of classic EverQuest from its original release in 1999. Featuring all the fun magic and nostalgia of the original game, EQL is also packed with tons of new features and quality of life enhancements. You can click here to sign up for the closed beta. It says sign up for a chance to get access to the EverQuest Legends closed beta. By submitting your email address, you agree that we may send you updates and promotional materials and all that normal stuff there. They also have a Discord that you can join. I went ahead and joined that as well. And of course, I signed up for the beta, right? Okay, it says about the game. EQL has been designed from the ground up to appeal to players who enjoy playing their game solo and or casually. While groups up to 4 players and raids up to 8 players are available, the entire game can be played, enjoyed, and experienced solo if that's your playstyle. In keeping with this approach to the game, EQL provides players with the ability to create immensely powerful characters by, among other things, selecting up to 3 active different classes per character. For example, you can make a rogue/paladin/wizard, and utilizing new ways to upgrade your weapons and armor. As you level up and improve your gear in EQL, you will eventually gain the ability to take on the most difficult game content, whether alone or with a small group of friends. Now I'm going to point out during that, it says that you can combine these different classes, but the problem is that I'm foreseeing is that from my understanding, in EverQuest 1, you are limited by your race as to what class you can be. And the same is true to an extent in EverQuest 2, but my understanding is that in EverQuest 1, it was significantly more limited what you can be. And so, I could, if you're doing 3 classes, and I think it says up to 3, right? Let's see here. Go back to that. Yes, up to 3 active different classes. So it may just be that if you're in one of the more limited classes, you just can do, maybe you want to stick to just 1 or 2 classes. And I wonder how that works too. Are they, they're obviously, it says active classes per character. So does that mean that there are some classes that are going to be inactive that they could switch to? Like there's 3 currently going. I'm a rogue paladin wizard, but I've got a little bit of bard in my background that I can pop over to if I feel it. Or how does that work? I'm curious again on how that's going to play out, and especially in keeping with the different races being only able to do different classes, how that is going to end up working out. So next, it says whether you're an existing EverQuest player, a former player, or a new player that has never experienced the world of Norath, EverQuest Legends offers the opportunity to enjoy everything classic EverQuest has to offer, plus a lot more. At launch, EQL will feature the continent of Antonica, Kipoerneke, and all of the EverQuest playable races, including Ixar, Froglogs, and Karen, all featured in the original EverQuest art style, including the classic graphics, zones, spell effects, loot, and music, plus more than a few new surprises. New surprises. So, does this mean that we're going to have some of the more recently added races in there that they haven't, if they haven't mentioned before? Does that mean that they're going to be entirely entirely new races, like that just haven't been, introduced to the game at all prior? That's something that I'm wondering about. And if so, how, again, are they going to have more or less limits to the class or to the classes that they can play? Other questions. Arubian says, "Is it too late for coffee?" Hey, I got coffee right here. What you talking about? And it's early. It's early-ish. It's afternoon over here. We got 1:20 p.m. at the moment, Arubian. All right, so key features over here. It says experience classic EverQuest. EverQuest Legends features all of the magic and nostalgia of classic EverQuest, including the original art style, graphics, zones, spell effects, loot, and music. Enjoy the game as it hasn't been seen, heard, or experienced in over 20 years. Modern game features. EQL features tons of modern game features, including a streamlined user interface, upgraded spell and ability management, and countless other quality of life enhancements. Forge Your Legend. EQL allows players to create unique characters by selecting up to 3 classes at a time with all the benefits, stats, spells, and abilities that come with each class. You can also upgrade your gear up to +10 and swap and combine different focus, clicks, and proc effects on your gear. With 15 available races and 560 possible class combinations, the possibilities for forging the ultimate character are virtually endless. And then it says adventure your way. With the additional power provided to player characters and the many benefits of modernized gaming experience, EQL makes it possible for players to progress through the game at their own pace and to forge their own adventures, whether alone or with others. While small groups of 4 players and raids up to 8 players are possible, even a solo player can build a character strong enough to take on the toughest challenges and acquire the most epic gear in the game. Now, question there is going to be, did they balance it properly, right? Is it going to be challenging no matter whether you're solo or a group or a raid? And if so, what are the advantages and disadvantages of getting in groups and raids? Is there incentive to play with other people? How does that all work out? That's kind of some of my questions. And of course, I'm not going to know those answers until we get to test that out in beta. I did sign up for the beta, and it's one of those deals where they haven't announced when that's going to start. We're just going to get an email to find out. I see that Quad has come in. Hey, Quad. Perfect time for coffee, he says. And Rubian's on a 10-stream streak. That's very cool. Rubian wants to know, is this a reboot of the original EverQuest? Yes, it is. It is basically a reboot. From what I understand, they took the original files from EverQuest 1999, and they have messed with the code and added in some quality of life features and tried to make it more casual and solo friendly. so that you can play as a group, you can play in a raid, or you can play solo, all of it successfully. As opposed to its current status, my understanding, again, I didn't play EverQuest 1, but my understanding is that it's extremely difficult to solo in EverQuest 1, but they have made some modifications to the code, and they're re-releasing this as a new standalone game. This is not going to be a separate server. This is going to be a brand new game that is essentially, yes, they call it a reimagined version of EverQuest 1. Quad says, just returned from a drive there and back to NES Kingsville. Ooh, rough. Driving, no fun. But yeah, so that's what's going on. So I got that message from my buddy, and I just said, hey, let's do it, right? And then I started contacting my other friends who play and going, hey, this new thing is coming out, and let's do it, right? And so just to tell you some of the responses here, one of them, she says, what is this? Is this real? Sorry if this wakes you up. I hope you have your phone on Do Not Disturb. I got that at 4:54 this morning, by the way. So that was, that was her response. And then I've had a couple of people just telling me in more or less emotive ways, like, hey, yes, I definitely want to do this. And then I got another one shortly after I sent her a message. She says, whoa, very cool. I'm definitely going to be checking that out. I already know my boyfriend will be playing. EQ1 is one of his all-time favorite games. So I've had multiple people who have already signed up for the beta that I know from EverQuest 2 and from EverQuest. I have, a couple of them have, they're still actually playing on EverQuest 1 as well as EverQuest 2. So they're very excited. It's my understanding is that it was just released or just announced yesterday. So it's new information, and I'm thinking that some of the people who haven't played EverQuest in many years are going to be very interested in coming back to the game and checking this out. I definitely am, but I encourage anybody to go ahead and at least sign up for the beta and get in on that, try it out. Even if you haven't ever played EverQuest before, it's a great opportunity to find out. And of course, I was laughing because I had actually thought they would have updated the graphics, because I know that's a big thing for a lot of people. But it is actually, it appears to be the original graphics still, which is super cool. I personally am not into the most modern, realistic graphics in the world, so I think it's awesome that they kept those graphics. Arubian says, will this be a monthly subscription based? So that information isn't really available yet. I'm going to make a guess that after it comes out officially that it's probably going to be a monthly subscription, because that's what Daybreak Games normally does. I have a lifetime subscription to a number of the Daybreak games, but this being a new one, I would suspect I would probably have to. I doubt that that's going to be covered by the lifetime subscription. So most likely, it's going to be a subscription. If it's in line with the other games, then you're looking at about $15 a month if you do month by month. If you do a 1-year package, that's around, I think, $10 a month is what it comes out to. So it's not that bad. I know that when you play EverQuest, you end up spending a lot of time doing it. So it's not to me, it's well worth it. I paid for my EverQuest subscription for many, many years without any regrets whatsoever. That said, when the lifetime subscription became available, I definitely grabbed that because I was like, oh yeah, I did the math on it, and basically the amount that it cost for a lifetime subscription was about 2 years of paying for a subscription. And so I was like, this just makes all of the sense in the world. If this thing is around for 2 more years, then I'll just, pay for itself. And of course that was I want to say that was 8 or 9 years ago. So yeah, again, I think this was maybe the only time they ever offered the lifetime subscription though for that. And it was it was 1 month. It was like a December thing that they did as a Christmas deal, and it was also limited to a certain number of accounts. Um, so I don't know that they'll be doing that again, and I would definitely suspect that there will be a subscription after it goes live. My understanding is it's going to go live in July, and the beta starts sometime next month. There doesn't seem to be any charge at all for playing the beta. No subscription, no charge, as far as I can tell so far. So, like I said, this is a great opportunity to try it out and see what you think. And of course, beta is, obviously there's reason they do beta testing, and it's because it's not perfect yet. It's not entirely ready. So there should be probably some glitches and things like that we'll see in the beta that aren't going to be in the final game. I expect that, but I'm really excited to give it a shot, and so hopefully I'll see some of you there. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. I'm probably going to be back in a little bit because I want to actually hop into EverQuest 2 for a while. But anyway, I just wanted you guys to know what's going on, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully you'll get a chance to jump into that. For those of you who aren't following me, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see next time I go live. It was a pleasure chatting with you guys, and hopefully I'll see you in a little bit in EverQuest 2. Goodbye for now.